Hi everyone, yasas que kalos irtate to another episode of Dimitra's Dishes. Today we're going to be using my favorite vegetable to make delicious patties. We're going to make cauliflower patties. They're also known as cauliflower cakes. I'm going to show you how to make them in the air fryer, or you can use the oven. And we're also going to pan fry them, which is the most delicious way to make them. But I'll show you both ways. I'm going to serve these with a delicious cucumber yogurt sauce. And it's just going to be so good. Let's get started. So we're going to start off with the cauliflower. So you can use a whole cauliflower and just separate it into florets. But I like to buy the bags of cauliflower florets that are ready. These are not frozen. I just put it in a big bowl. I have a pot of water that's boiling. I'm going to add the florets to the water and about 2 teaspoons of salt so that way they can get nice and flavorful. And they're going to boil in there until they're fork tender. That's going to take about 7 to 10 minutes. Once they're ready, carefully take them out of the water. Make sure to drain as much of the water as you can from them so that way your cakes don't end up soggy, and then put them in a big bowl, mash them up, and then leave them in the bowl to cool to room temperature. Then we're going to put all the rest of the things together. So next, go ahead and thinly slice 4 to 6 scallions or green onions, all the way down to the white parts. And then go ahead and put the scallions in a bowl with cold water and just swish them around so any dirt that's stuck between them can be free and sink down to the bottom. Go ahead and put them in a colander to strain out all of that water. Never pour it through the colander because then all of the dirt that's on the bottom will end up right back on top of the scallions. Then I have a small bunch of parsley leaves. This is fresh parsley. You can use mint, dill, even basil, whatever, or a combination of your favorite herbs. Go ahead and finely chop them. I have 3 garlic cloves that I've grated and a few more for the sauce. So I'm just going to put them in here, saving 1 for the sauce. I have the scallions, 1.5 cups of breadcrumbs. These are unseasoned panko breadcrumbs. You can use gluten-free breadcrumbs, whatever you like and whatever you have on hand. This is freshly grated Parmesan cheese, about 1.5 cups or as much as your heart desires. Feta cheese, I like to buy it in the block and just put it in there. You need about 4 ounces of it. Again, you measure with your heart. However much you like, you put in here. Freshly cracked black pepper, a little bit of salt. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon. The breadcrumbs are not seasoned, so keep that in mind. Three eggs. I'm just going to mix them in right in the side of the bowl and then mix everything up all together. And you can actually mix the whole thing up right now and taste it and see if it needs more salt or pepper before you add the egg, so that way you don't have to taste anything with raw egg in it. I forgot about that. But it should be good because all the cheese that's in here is going to add plenty of flavor and salt. And then you could use a spatula or your hands and just mix everything all up. It should hold together. If it's a little bit on the dry side, you can add 1 more egg in here to kind of bind it all up. If it's too moist, you can add some more breadcrumbs. Just get it so that way they're going to hold together, so that way they can make those delicious patties. All right, so the mixture is ready, and this is what it should look like. It shouldn't be too watery. It shouldn't be too dry. When you take a little ball in your hand, it should hold together, and it should still be slightly moist, so that way it's nice and light and delicious when we bake it up. But I'm going to leave it in the bowl for now, and I'm going to make the sauce. So I'm going to start off with 1 English cucumber. I like using English cucumbers. Persian cucumbers also work because they hardly have any seeds, and the seeds that are in there are really just very light and small, and you could barely taste them. The bigger cucumbers tend to have huge seeds, so if you do use them, go ahead and cut it in half once you peel it and scoop the seeds out. You can also skip the step of peeling them because even the peel is very light or mild. So I'm just gonna chop up this cucumber. Let me get rid of the edge. I'm just gonna dice it up into small little bite-sized pieces. This is gonna have all the flavors of tzatziki sauce, but I'm not shredding it. I also have a little small handful of mint. I'm just going to get the leaves from it and finely chop those. I'm going to get some salt onto this and the clove of garlic that I've already grated. Then I have a container of plain whole milk yogurt. You can use Greek yogurt if you want, but it'll be thicker, and I like the sauce to be a little bit on the thinner side, so that's why I'm using the plain yogurt instead of the Greek yogurt. And this is 32 ounces or 2 pounds, 907 grams, just plain Greek yogurt. Any yogurt that you have in your house will work as long as it's not flavored. And I'm also gonna add some black pepper. And that's it. Once you mix it all up, the sauce is ready. This stays fresh in the fridge for a few days, so you can pretty much use it on anything. It also tastes really good alongside rice and meat, but so good with these cauliflower cakes. So the sauce is ready. I'm gonna set it aside, and now we're gonna form the cauliflower patties, and they're so easy to do. You just take about 1/3 of a cup of the mixture. You can use this, you can eyeball it, you can use a little ice cream scoop. You just take a little portion of it and you press it out into a little patty, just like that. Put it on a baking tray that's lined with some parchment paper. And you can make a whole bunch of these and freeze them and keep them in the freezer. They stay fresh. Once they're frozen solid, you can transfer them to freezer safe bags, and they'll stay fresh in the freezer for like 3 months. If you want to, you can make these smaller and make little cauliflower meatballs or veggie balls. Or you can make them even bigger and turn them into a little sandwich. Serve them inside brioche buns with some cheese, the sauce. So many options. So I have some olive oil heating in a cast iron skillet over medium heat. You could do medium-high heat. You can use any oil that you like. You could even use ghee, which is clarified butter. Whatever you like to fry in, go ahead and heat that up, make it nice and hot. And this is one method to do this. You could put the cauliflower patties straight in there and let them cook for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side, or until they're nice and golden. Then you can take them out and put them on a serving platter, on a plate that's lined with some paper towels to absorb that excess oil, and then they'll be ready to serve. And I'll also show you the air fryer method in a second. You don't want to overcrowd the pan so that way the oil's temperature doesn't drop, and you do want to get enough oil in there to coat the bottom of the pan so that way they cook evenly. So to cook the cauliflower patties in the air fryer, all you have to do is preheat the air fryer to 370 degrees Fahrenheit for about 3 minutes or so. Then you can go ahead and spray it with some cooking spray. I like to use avocado cooking spray because that's what I find, or you could just brush it with a little bit of olive oil. Then go ahead and put as many patties as fit in your air fryer. 4 fit in mine. So I went ahead and I put 4 in there, sprayed the tops of the patties with more avocado oil, or you could brush them with some olive oil. And then go ahead and cook them for 5 minutes on one side. Flip them over and cook them for about 5 or 6 minutes on the other side, or until they're nice and golden, and then take them out and they're gonna be ready to serve. The pan-fried ones took about 3 or 4 minutes per side. Again, you're looking for them to be golden and crisp all around. They're so delicious. It is time to serve them, and I just like to serve them with a little bit of that yogurt cucumber sauce. It's gonna be so delicious. The ones that are cooked in the air fryer are much lighter in color, but they're still nice and soft. They're slightly crisp on the outside, and they're super cheesy on the inside too, as you just take a look. Let me taste these first. Came out pretty good in the air fryer. If you don't have an air fryer and you want to bake these, just go ahead and preheat the oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit and bake them until they're nice and golden. It's going to take about 15-20 minutes or so. And now for the pan-fried ones. They're a deeper golden color because they're just right in contact with the pan and the heat. Very cheesy on the inside. Let me put a little dollop of the yogurt on top. They melt in your mouth. So flavorful, so delicious, so cheesy and good. I think you guys are gonna love this one. The exact measurements are on the website, dimitrasdishes.com. You could head on over there to print this recipe and many more. Let me know what you want to learn next in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for spending time with me today. I'll see you all next time. Yes, us.